Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I don't have video today. I'm just gonna be talking. So, if you wanna go and just walk around, do what you gotta do while listening to my New York voice. Is today the 16th? Yes, today is Friday, the 16th. Okay. Let me just pull up my astrology charts. But yes, Gemini season is coming. I have about three topics to get to. This won't be that long because I gotta go over to TikTok after this. But yes, this is going to be about Gemini season and Gemini energy. And then I will be going over to TikTok. All the little birdies on Chamber Street, huffing and a puffing, going tweet, tweet, tweet. you know, there's a lot of things that people are going to be realizing for Gemini season, right? So, the first thing is that you're going to get better at detecting liars. You're going to get better at the way you breathe and the way that you speak because you're going to be mindful of your own language and your own thoughts that you put out there into the universe, right? Because if we're not mindful of our own behavior, we us judging other people is very disingenuous. Okay, you understand? If we are not self-aware, then us judging other people is disingenuous and that tampers with the spirit. It depletes us a little bit too. Also today the moon is in Capricorn. A lot of people can feel depressed because Saturn brings that, right? Human beings have a hard time with discipline. Human beings have a hard time with mindfully choosing happiness, right? Because there's so many things that deplete us, like the news, people lying to us, the things that people say to us, like words stick to us, right? So Gemini season coming up. Gemini rules words, language. On my Patreon, I started to talk about Gemini energy a little bit. I mean, I have all deep dives on all the signs, but in one of my recent posts on Patreon, I talked about tapping into Gemini energy through learning a different language. So if you are a part of my Patreon or you subscribe to me, that is currently what I'm doing. So I never teach or tell somebody to do something that I'm not doing myself. That is disingenuous. Okay. I practice what I preach. I only preach what I practice, right? Because we're trying not to be disingenuous anymore, right? And we're going to cultivate that. We're going to cultivate self authenticity, sovereignty. We're going to cultivate those things during Gemini season through our language because Gemini rules language. So, yes, learning a new language will help during Gemini season cultivate that authenticity within you. For me, I'm learning sign language. After sign language, I would like to learn Arabic. So that's just my personal teachings that I do to myself. I have this sign language app that gives you, that's helping me with that. But learning a new language will definitely help your energy. It will help stabilize you. So, all the things that I suggest for people to do during seasons or for the moons, it's really just to stabilize you, it's to balance you out, right? Because a lot of the times that people need a reading, they just need a balance and they need to know their own energy, right? Because a lot of the times that people are asking me questions or they want a reading, it's always about something else. It's always about another person or a career or this or that. And it's like, well, you need to G check your own energy first and foremost. Because if you don't G check your own energy, like I said, you projecting judgment onto others about how they live, what they do, or whatever the case may be, it is ingenuous. Also, right, Gemini rules over, I think it's cousins, like siblings, like little things like that, right? Hold on. Let me just double check. Let me check my notes. Gemini energy is also your neighborhood, right? Things happening within close proximity to you in your neighborhood. Gemini rules language, your neighborhood. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Give me one second. It's Gemini rules your third house in your birth chart. And yes, if you've been following me for a long time, it is ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury rules two signs, Gemini and Virgo. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury. That's the planet of communication. That's why it rules language. Okay, yes. So Gemini energy also rules over siblings. Like I said, it can also be, cousins, family members like that. Not mother, father, obviously. That's Cancer and Capricorn, but Gemini rules the siblings. So your siblings can be a theme for Gemini season. You might be closer to them. You might be traveling with them. You might be, going on short trips, car rides. Like, so Gemini energy is short trips, right? And then Gemini's opposite sign is Sagittarius. That's far travel. So, like, if you have to get on a plane to go somewhere, that's Sagittarius energy. If you're taking road trips or you're taking a bus, that's Gemini energy. Those are short trips. So, you might be doing more of that, right? Now, Gemini also rules the mind and cognitive development. So, you can also learn more, right? Especially about your family since it rules over siblings. You can learn more about your family. And then, even if these things don't come to you, you can do the research yourself. Why wait? Do the research yourself. Find out more about your siblings, see how they operate. You guys came from the same womb. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn more about how their mind works. We're going to learn more about how our mind works by observing and being mindful of the way that we communicate. That is the whole point, right? So, now the first point that I wanted to make, I have 3 points, like I said. The first point that I wanted to make, we have to learn, right? I know that this has been said a lot over the years. However, it is extremely, extremely, extremely important now that you learn the word no and leaving it at that. Too many people over explain. They'll go, no, because, or no, thank you. Or no, see, because I was gonna go to the store and this and that. No, I didn't want to do this because this is you don't need a because. Say no. Say no. Stop over explaining yourself to people because it's just malarkey anyway. No, if nobody, excuse me, if the people that you have to say no to are not benefiting you in some way, or they don't ask you, you know what I'm saying, even then, like, who are you for me to explain myself and my actions? Kick fucking rocks. I said no, and that's that. It is also very important to tell yourself no. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. No, I won't be addicted to this anymore. No, I won't be addicted to this person anymore. No, I will not have these unhealthy attachments. No, I will not go there. No, I will not give this person a chance, even though my intuition and my gut is telling me to, you know what I'm saying? Like, go with no. Okay? Go with no. Period. Go with no. No means no. And that's what I said. No. Period. I don't need to explain myself to you. The answer is no. And it don't even have to be like that. Somebody could just ask you something simple. No. And that's that. What am I explaining myself to you for? Also, I said that it was going to be easier to identify liars. Now, the way to do that, right? And I speak about this all the time on my social media. And what was I gonna say? God damn it. Sorry, my son was asking me something. Um Okay, yeah. So we're talking about actions versus words now, right? Actions versus words. Not only are you going to be able to identify liars, you're going to identify the people that are full of shit. Okay? I remember the first time that I found out that I was full of shit, right? Again, I don't preach anything that I don't practice, right? I have definitely been full of shit. Like, that's why when so many people talk, I can recognize it because I recognize it within myself, right? Like I've been full of shit plenty of times, right? But the only way that I could strengthen that and detox myself from the bullshit that was full in me is recognizing where my actions didn't match up with my words and who had access to me and who I wanted access to. Period. Your actions have to align with your words. Otherwise, you are full of shit. Now, I'm not saying don't play the game in public, right? I'm not saying don't be political or diplomatic. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying to you is that everything that I say to anybody, whether I'm going live, whether I'm posting, whether I'm preaching, whether I'm streaming, all the advice that I give you is something that helped me. It's not from a book. It's not from nothing. It's from my own experiences, right? Because you have to put your foot down. And the only way to put your foot down is if you're grounded, right? Is if you're honest with yourself. Do my actions align with my words? Otherwise, you are full of shit. And then you can recognize who else is full of shit. You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because you're a spiritual being. Okay. And you have to not be ashamed of the things that you believe in, as long as they don't cause you or anybody else harm, right? Because a belief is just a long held thought. Okay, so the whole purpose of meditation is to be mindful of our thoughts. And when we're mindful of our thoughts, we're mindful of our actions. We're mindful of our words. We're mindful of everything, right? That is the secret. That is the key. Being mindful. When you're not mindful, you're emotional because being mindful is waking up to the reality that's in front of you and not the reality that you want. Okay, you don't get what you want, you get what you create, you get what you work for. Okay, and I don't mean work like regular freaking labor. I'm just talking about the things that you create, right? Hold on, because now I'm interested in the etymology of the word work. Also, right? Speaking of etymology, right? That's also Gemini energy. Language. Start learning the etymology of words. Start understanding the words that you speak, right? The tongue is a sword. That's why Gemini is an air sign, right? Hold on, I'm reading something. Okay, so I was saying that the tongue is a sword, right? And swords in tarot cards is air energy. Gemini is an air sign. The tongue is a sword. Gemini rules language. So be mindful of your tongue. Okay, so the etymology of the word work is Proto Indo European. I don't know what that means yet. So, work means to do or to make. Let's see. It says in modern English, the meanings have evolved: physical labor, a product of labor, an act or a deed. Okay, I guess. A Greek word, ergon. Oh, Greek. It has Greek influence. Ergon. Ergon means work and has influenced words like energy, ergonomics, and synergy. Ooh, I've heard of ergonomics. Hold on, let me see. I'm just interested because, the more you know, Also, right? Please, 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 please be careful with your healing, right? Because a lot of people, when they heal, they become cynical, right? And isolation can become addicting. So be careful with that because you do have to transform yourself into servitude. That way, you're never self centered. That way, your ego never gets inflated, right? Let me see. Ergonomics is the science of fitting the workplace products and systems to the user, aiming to improve efficiency, reduce discomfort, and prevent injuries. It considers physical, cognitive, sorry, focuses on the physical workplace when the posture, seating. I guess. Hold on. Wait, I usually where is my 1 second? I'm trying to find my last. Yes, it can be addicting. It can be addicting. Oh, let me see some. I like to play jazz music while I stream. So give me 1 second. Let me put on that YouTube. That YouTube. Let me see. So you know what's funny? I found a way to stop watching ads on YouTube, and I guess they figured me out. So now I can't skip the ad. I can only block it for the next time. Freaking AI. I'm telling you right now, we need to have a plan. Okay? We need to have a plan for when the robots come. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm keeping water all over my house and I'm burning them bitches down. Like, are you crazy? You're not gonna underestimate the power of water just because you're an electrical figure. Get the fuck out of here, man. I seen iRobot. I saw the Terminator. Don't play with me. The hell? I seen the Terminator. Elon can't get me. If y'all ever saw the Fifth Dimension, right? Y'all know that guy with the Cassie haircut, right? Tell me Elon don't look like him. Tell me. Go ahead. Go ahead and lie. That's that same man. And I'm telling you right now, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to survive. So good luck. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to survive. And you should be the same way. A lot of people, they're not willing to do whatever it takes to survive, right? Because they're worried about the material. But the only way to escape the matrix is with money. That way you can do whatever you want. You don't have to be in a world of robots. You don't have to be in a world of AI and all this stuff like that. Like if you truly want to escape the matrix, you got to make money. I'm sorry. I know that sounds shallow. I know it sounds, but I'm only here to tell you the truth. Unfortunately, we do live in this world where we have to pay for shit, right? And beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. I say that because as you heal and as you start to wake up, right, you are going to become cynical. Like I said, you are going to become addicted to isolation. However, like I said, you have to live a life of servitude. That way, everything is not always about you because you cannot do anything on your own. There are power in numbers. I mean, hello, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. That's a numerical energy, right? You could even start to see your money go up during Gemini season. You can manifest this, right? By harnessing these things, by learning another language, right? By learning how to say no, by checking on your siblings during Gemini season. Also, right? This is a very old I want to find the video that I made about Gemini energy because a while ago there was a timeline of jealousy and envy that needed to be purged from our systems. There was a time a few years ago when jealousy and envy needed to be purged out of our systems because those two Emotions are very, very dangerous. Okay? People kill because they're jealous. People kill because they're envious. People kill because you have what they want. Okay? And never ever underestimate a friend. Okay? I don't mean to make you sad. I want to tell you the truth so that you can protect yourself. The more that you put labels and titles on people, right? Because Gemini rules over names. Gemini is language, so of course it's going to rule over names. The more that you put titles on people, right? Friend, lover, sister, brother. Okay, these people have these roles in your lives, but stop underestimating their ability to hurt you. Anybody can hurt you. The only person, matter of fact, I'm gonna take that back. The only way that you can be hurt is by somebody that you love. Because anybody that you don't really care about, why would you care that they're trying to hurt you if they play no significant role in your life? So you need to be careful the names and the titles of the people that you give in your life, and you need to remain an observer because names, titles, identity, it's all a trap, right? And I know we live in a society where everybody's progressive, right? And everything is backwards. Women are men and men are women, right? Everything is backwards. It is a trap. It is a trap. Now, I'm not saying don't love people. Like, obviously, like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not here to break your heart. I'm here to tell you the truth, right? And sometimes things need to, what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Sometimes things need to be destroyed so they can be rebuilt. And it is what it is. A lot of people, they are unwilling to let go and surrender. They are unwilling to let go and surrender, and that's why they're depressed. That's why they feel heavy when they wake up in the morning. That's why sometimes they don't want to wake up in the morning, right? But anybody that's really down and out, I literally just tell them to make a routine. Make a routine. Because once you make that routine and you start to check things off of your list for the day, that will boost your confidence, and the confidence will bring you the success, right? You have to start, right? Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules over Gemini and Virgo. Virgo is a sign that makes lists. Virgo are the perfectionists, even though they're not fucking perfect themselves, right? It's because Virgos are so like Virgos try to save the world, and that's if only they knew. If only they knew, right? So you have to start looking at these energies as a wheel, right? That's why your birth chart is a circle, right? A wheel. This life is a wheel, right? Remember Game of Thrones when she's like, "Oh, I want to break the wheel." It's because we're stuck in a fucking matrix loop and you have to get out of it. Your birth chart is the map to help you get out of it so that you can learn your own energy, so that you can prevent things, right? But again, we don't want to create a butterfly effect, right? So we don't necessarily want to prevent, we just want to prepare. So if you don't know what, at least what your birth chart looks like, you should start to at least just look at it. Even if you don't know anything or you don't know what it means, you could at least look at your chart. You could at least look at the planets, where they are, and what sign they're in, right? Because I teach the energy of all the signs and all the planets because these are forces, right? A lot of the times, it's not energy, it's a force within you. And I also think a lot of people, the way that they talk is because of somebody else. So you need to regulate your speech. Gemini, like I said, it rules over speech, the mouth, the tongue. Okay, if your tongue is going to be a sword, it better be a sword of discernment for you. It better be a sword of discernment to put yourself in the right place, in the right positions that you always need to be in. Okay, because proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay, proper preparation prevents poor performance. You don't need to be paranoid, you need to be prepared. Okay, so the next time that you feel anxious, the next time that you feel like you don't want to do something that you know that benefits you, remember the future. Because no matter what, the time is going to go by and you're still not going to have done that thing that you should have. And that's your fault. The same way, like I said, success will be your fault. The bad thing is your fault too. You can't rewind time, but you can slow it down to work in your favor. You can't, I know I sound like Dr. Umar, but I'm trying to get these words into your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is your higher mind, right? That's the sponge. That's the mind. That's like the godlike energy that just takes everything in and navigates you, right? Your subconscious mind hypnotizes you. Everything that you see, everything that you do, everything that you speak, it goes into your subconscious mind, right? That's why a lot of the times when people drink and they black out and they don't know what the hell is happening, that's their subconscious mind at play. So, like I was saying, proper preparation prevents poor performance. You don't need to be paranoid. You need to be prepared. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And prevention is better than cure. Okay? Prevention is better than cure. Nobody on this planet can tell you who you are. No one. Okay. And like I was saying, I think I tweeted this, right? Victim mentality is very 2016. I'm going to keep saying that because as of now, 2025, being a victim is in and it's whack. Okay. It destabilizes humanity. It causes a ruckus. This is exactly why we have all these stupid wars going on. It is foolish to be at war with yourself. If you are a victim, you are at war with yourself. Okay, you have to stop telling yourself the same stories over and over and over again to validate the way that you feel. You have to know when you are manipulating yourself into comfort. You have to know when you are manipulating yourself into comfort. And that is done by telling yourself this, oh, I am the way that I am because this person did that. Oh, I am the way that I am because it, like, have you no power over yourself? Have you no power over yourself? People are always going to be themselves. And if you don't trust that, you don't trust yourself. You have to stop reacting to life and make life react to you. Period. The full moon that just passed, you were supposed to release everything that did not make sense, especially if you are over the age of 33. You should have released everything that you needed to so that you can properly launch what you need to launch for Gemini season. Because the new moon in Gemini is going to bring those blessings that you have worked hard for. Okay, I talked about the new moon in Gemini in a separate video. It's on my YouTube. It's not here on playback. It's on my YouTube. But I was talking about Gemini season being about justice, getting what you deserve, good or bad. If you want the good, do what's good for you. If you want the good, do what's good for you. And being a victim, crying about everything, tapping into shit that makes you feel bad. It's like, stop, stop, stop. Just stop. No one is going to save you but yourself, not even God. You are God. You are the creator. And you are the creator of your reality. It don't matter what's going on. And so many people don't realize that. Like, I was just talking to somebody the other day, right? And you know what? Let me not even personalize it. Like, I was talking about liars, right? And how we're going to be able to detect liars, right? By recognizing our own disingenuous ways about, our actions not aligning with our words, right? But like, if you're going to start pointing these things out in other people, you better make damn sure that you don't have the same trait. Because a lot of the times that people try to point shit out in other people, they themselves are that way. And I don't understand that. I mean, I do. I overstand it. I understand it. But I'm just saying that to make convo, right? Oh, I don't understand. I'm just saying to you, look at yourself first before you look at anybody else, because everybody has their own shit going on. Everybody is worried about themselves. So if you were collateral damage to their bullshit, let it go and center yourself and get back into yourself. It doesn't matter what other people do. It matters what you do. It doesn't matter what other people do. It matters what you do. Now, if you're like physically under attack, call the fucking cops. I mean, I always tell, listen, ah, uh, I'm trying to, I'm laughing because I was going to say something. Listen, okay, I've been in abusive situations, okay? And there was only one time, I wouldn't say I was scared for my life, right? Because I don't know what it is about me. I'm just a person who has no fear, right? Like even of death. So I've gotten pretty close to it, right? I've gotten really, really close to it. But in majority of the abusive situations that I've been in, if somebody put their hands on me, I'm getting my lick back. Then I'm calling the cops because you're not gonna put your motherfucking hands on me. I'll kill you. No matter the, oh, I'm saying that to say, no matter how bad the situation is, you can fight your fucking way through. You're not a victim, you're a victor. And anything that anybody is doing to hurt you is because of themselves. Anything that anybody is doing to hurt you is because of what's happening inside of them. You pray for them and you leave them the fuck alone. And you let that chapter go so that you don't keep carrying the shit with you year after year after year, because you have to understand that your beliefs start to turn into your personality. Your beliefs start to turn into your personality because you start to defend those beliefs when really they're just a whole bunch of thoughts. You have to dismantle your whole belief system if you truly want to heal, or else you're going to keep looking at life through the lens of the old stories that you told yourself, or the old things that happened to you. And the minute that you see that red flag, move. And to go even deeper into it, you don't even have to judge that red flag. You could just not be around it. That's just how that person is. They're a red flag. Oh, well, you don't even have to judge it. Because the minute that you judge something else, you are depleting your own energy. And we are not here to judge, we are here to create. We are not here to judge. We are here to create. Leave people alone and focus on yourself. Regulate your own life, regulate your own emotions. Regulate your own life, regulate your own emotions. Laugh, smile, cry when you're happy, cry when you're sad. You are the only person that's supposed to be feeling all of your feelings. Stop projecting them onto other people. You have to pray for people instead of judge them, no matter how fucking egregious they are. Unless they harm children. I truly believe that anybody who harms a child is a demon. So, other than that, any other bad thing that you see, pray instead of judge, because you're only inviting judgment to yourself. You see, you're only inviting judgment to yourself. If you are out there and you think that what you do is not going to come back to you, I'm sorry, but you are mistaken. No deed goes unpunished. No deed goes unpunished. And I feel like I need to stop there. That's what Spirit said. This is going to be up on my playback. I'm probably also going to put it on my YouTube. My YouTube is The Creative Cure. But I'm about to move over to TikTok and do some readings. You know how I do. I like to get in people's business because I'm nosy. So I'm about to go to TikTok and be nosy and do some readings for people. I love you both for being here. Listen, I've I've been doing this for over 15 years. Just be happy that you guys are early and never late. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. That's it. This will be up for you guys to listen back to. If you want to share with other people. And yes, like I said, my YouTube is The Creative Cure. Or you could just Google, not Google. I mean, you probably can Google me. But yeah, Moon Lady 33. Lady with two Y's. Moon Lady 33. And it's the same thing on my TikTok. If you have TikTok, that's where I will be. Being a nosy Nelly. Thank you both. I love you guys. Please, 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 please take care of yourself. Love yourself. Live in servitude. That way you can receive the abundance and blessings. Okay. And don't forget that you are God. You are the creator. Okay. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Keep your chest up. Keep your head up parallel to the ground and keep moving forward. Okay. Be careful with the news and be careful what you perpetuate. I love you and I will see you on TikTok or I'll see you next time.